So the ultimate shepherd for Israel, and this is how the prophecy was to be taken, the ultimate shepherd of Israel would be God himself, who would come through the line of David, who would then bring peace to his people. He would bring truth and love, and they would be able to go to the deserts and the forests and the places where they once could only fear what could harm them, and they can lie down in safety. If you look at John 10, you can bookmark it or just write it down. John 10. Jesus stands up and he's talking to the religious leaders and those others around him. He says, I am the good shepherd. The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. Do you know that when he spoke that, every religious person there, every leader, every scholar knew exactly what he was saying? That he did not just say, I am a good shepherd. What did he say? I am the good shepherd. Instantly, they realized he's not just claiming to be a good leader. He's claiming to be the one promised by the prophets. He's claiming to be the good shepherd. Now, we don't read that and recognize that right off the bat, but that's exactly what he says in John 10. I am him. This is why they wanted to kill him. You're claiming to be God. I am the good shepherd. Peter says Jesus is the great shepherd and the overseers of souls. At the end of the book of Hebrews, it says he is the great shepherd of the sheep. He is the ultimate shepherd because he is the ultimate servant. Right? He leads, he is the servant heart, the servant leader. What makes a bad leader bad is their motivation. They're really using the sheep for themselves instead of using themselves to care for the sheep. So what do we know about Jesus? How do we know he is, in fact, the good shepherd? Well, Revelation 7:17, John sees a throne, and on the middle of the throne there's an animal. And what is that animal? It's a sheep, a lamb. For the lamb at the center of the throne will be their shepherd. This is what John says. For the lamb at the center of the throne will be their shepherd. He will lead them to springs of living water, and God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. He is the shepherd who became the lamb. How is that possible? How can the shepherd become a sacrificial lamb? And this is how. We go back to John 10. Still talking in this same line where Jesus says, I am the good shepherd. He says, I'm not like the hireling. When the hireling hears the wolves coming, he runs. I am the true shepherd. You see, there's a whole world out there of predators. And the only thing between sheep and predators is what? The shepherd. And so often what would happen is a shepherd would raise up the next generation. They'd raise up the next person, and that would be the hireling. Or if they had business to attend to, they would raise up and bring somebody else in, keep eye on the sheep while I am in town. Well, what would happen if a wolf comes and you're just there at a job where you're making $10 an hour and, right, you were hired for the day, and now a pack of wolves come, and it's either the sheep or you. You're out, right? You're gone. You're like, sorry, sheep, you're going to be dinner tonight. Lamb chops. Jesus says, I'm not the hireling. I am the good shepherd. I will stand between you and the wolves. And here's how we know he did what he said he would. If you go to Psalm 22, this is what Jesus quotes as he hangs on the cross. Psalm 22:1, my God, why have you forsaken me? Here's what's so awesome. If you keep reading it, go to verse 12. Many bulls surround me. The strong bulls of Bashan encircle me. Roaring lions, tearing their prey, open their mouths wide against me. Verse 16. Dogs have surrounded me. A band of evil men has encircled me. They have pierced my hands and my feet. I can count all my bones. People stare and gloat over me. They divide my garments amongst them and cast lots for my clothing. Verse 20. Deliver my life from the sword, my precious life from the power of the dogs. Rescue me from the mouth of the lion and save me from the horn of the ox. That is exactly what Christ did on the cross. And so to show his people that he was in fact the Messiah, the one prophesied about in the root of David, on the cross he quotes Psalm 22:1. My God, why have you forsaken me? So if there was any doubt in anybody's mind, they could go back to that psalm and begin to read it and say, you know what? David never had all of his bones pulled out of joint. You know, David never was pierced in his side and had blood and water come flowing out. David was never mocked and ridiculed in a way that is spoken of here. They never cast lots for David's clothing. Who was David talking about? Right? That's what they'd have to ask. We always assumed he was talking about the one that would come and save us, but now, as they see Christ on the cross, and it's a historically documented event, and all of these things, one after another, happened to him, he is saying, I am the good shepherd. I took on the wolves so you don't have to. I was torn apart. They came after me so that you would be safe. That's how you know he's the good shepherd. His motivation is not in question.